Obviously, throughout the year, you're going to be adding a lot of different materials, whether it's folders, assignments, links, pages, things of that nature. We're going to do a lot of editing as well. So we might add something we need to change. We need to add a due date, remove something, things of that nature. So what I want to point out is after you add any type of material, every single thing you add always has this little gearbox next to it. And you can see, I'll scroll down, they all have their own gearbox. So if I click on the gearbox, I have the option to go back and edit, and it'll take me back to the same screen as if I was just adding it for the first time. The other option is unpublish. Unpublish means it's going to take it away from the kids, that they are not going to be able to see it, but it's going to show here. So after the first year you have your entire course done, the benefit of this is you can bring your entire course back for the next year, and you can unpublish everything, and then as you go, all you have to do is simply click a single button to republish it, and obviously make any tweaks that you need to. But it's nice once this is all done that you can just hide things by publishing them and unpublishing them. The other option is I have it to move. So what I can do is right now the move is somewhere else in the folder. Rather than dragging it, I can simply move it to another folder. Like here's a Pear Deck folder. I can move it there if I want to. The other one is I can copy to a course. So I can say, you know what, I built this real quick. I want to add this to all 4 or 5 of my other courses. I can obviously go through and then select the ones I want. But the nice thing about that is if I select this, then I can choose specific folders within that course. So if they're different courses with different folders, I can do that. I can set specific due dates, go through all those things, attach rubrics, give it a category, and copy it specifically. So it doesn't have to be the same folder for every class. So it has a nice little feature. When you're copying it, it can be different. I can obviously delete it, and then I could save it to resources. We talked about it before, but obviously you want to create things and make sure they're always in your resources. They're always in a spot where not only you can share them with your colleagues in the group, but you can always send that to every course. The downfall of building things in your actual course, again, is if you create something and at the end of the year you forget, or at any point forget to save it to your resources, this course at the end of the school year or end of the semester will archive, and then you're going to have to go digging through your archive courses to find it. So it's always best practice, as we mentioned, to kind of build things in your resources and bring it over here. Or if you're building in here, just ensure that you save it to your resources. So that's making sure you can edit those things. The other thing I wanted to bring up is this last one I said is save to resources under add materials. The opposite now, I could also import from my resources. So a bunch of different ways I can make sure that I do that. The one thing I wanted to kind of point out too is when I go to edit, so let's say I'm on a folder, I have the option of now individually assigning that folder or providing student completion, which we're going to talk about in another video, and a pop-up PD. So I have the option to individually assign this folder and things within that folder to individual students. I also, when I go to edit, have some different options for publishing it. So right now it is published, as we mentioned, or I can unpublish it. Inside of a folder and some certain things, I can say, like I just mentioned, publish or unpublish, but also publish on a start date. So let's say it is currently unpublished. I have that option to choose publish on start date or publish during a date range. So I can say, you know what, I want it to be available from a Monday to a Friday. I can do a start so that automatically when that time hits, it will publish itself and it would unpublish itself when it is finished. Same with the start date. I can choose kind of what those are. So that's really nice to not only have all these settings, but just the ability to kind of make things available for your students when you want them to and when you don't want them to.